With another recap for the day. Hey, the Jewish phenomenon. That post I put up about the Jewish phenomenon, super dope book. I recommend we all read that. I read that a little minute ago. But on top of the stuff that Fan was talking about, it's like three things that stood out to me in that book. It's super different from the black upbringing, but one of the things was that they affirm their kids. Like, what I mean by that, they affirm them. It's like before their kids even born, they are proclaiming what their kids are going to be, which is wild. It's like they, let's say the dude, his wife is pregnant, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, we about to have us a doctor. We about to have us a lawyer." Like they already know, they already say what their kids are going to be before they even get here. So once they finally get here, like all of their activities are shaped around what they said their kid is going to be. So they're sending them to the proper schools. Um, and another thing, they don't even let their kids hang with outsiders. Like that's out. Like they ain't hanging with nobody that ain't a Jew. Like you never seen a Jew in your hood or part of your clique. And if you did, they probably outcasted. But they're super conscious about, the things that their kids are doing. And that's all on purpose. Like if you paid attention to that post, it's like they super on it. And it's the reason why Jews are 2.4% of the total population. Yet 30% of the millionaires are Jews. And it's not by mistake. And like Fan was saying in the post, he was saying like they went through the Holocaust, they went through a lot of shit too, just like black people. But the difference between them and us is that, well, being that they the smaller percentage of people, the difference between them and us is that they use that hate towards them, that all the shit that happened to them, they used it as fuel to go hard out here. Versus, some of us will use, slavery as an excuse as to why we are what we are. Whereas though them, they use, the Holocaust and all the stuff they went through as fuel to bring their community closer. That's why they also pool their money together. Like they have Jewish everything. They have Jewish communities, Jewish schools, Jewish banks. Um, they heavy on it's us against them type shit. So that Jewish stuff, they talk about, Jews is rich and they stingy and hey, are you mad at them? I ain't mad at them because everybody want to be a Jew. Sometimes it's like, yeah, they people got jokes about. Listen, they are the way they are for a reason, and like I said, they use that their hardships to band together, and that's why they are the way they are. So these are other things that are outside of the post that came to my mind from when I read the book. And another thing that's pretty controversial about Jews that I read in the book is that they allow their kids to question them. Meaning, like at the dinner table, and a lot of us don't eat dinner together, but at the dinner table, they allow their kids a certain level of questioning. Like, oh, why I gotta do this? Or why is that? And what that does is foster confidence within their kid that enables them to, once they get into these boardrooms and these different atmospheres, they're asserting themselves. So that questioning that they allow them to do at the dinner table and, throughout life, they allow their kids to question them. Like they don't just give their kids directions and expect them to just uh, listen to them just because they're their parent. They allow their kids a certain level of questioning. Like they allow them to question them, which encourages them and grooms them to question other people and assert themselves in these different rooms when they get older. So those are some dope things that I picked up in the book Jewish Phenomenon. So I recommend you pick that up. It's a super dope read. Another post that I put up today is about DAP, which is crazy. Like, I didn't even know. Like, we DAP, it's like common for us to give DAP to each other. Like, but just like a lot of things in life that people do, that they don't know the origin of it. Like, if somebody commented in the comments talking about, oh, uh, it always got to be about race. I'm like, man, and it was a black person too. Like, what are you talking about? But it originated in Vietnam. Like, we know from back in the 60s, we black people was the first people to get drafted and whatnot. And we was in the middle of a whole lot of racial turmoil in the 60s. Y'all know about the 60s, the civil rights movement and whatnot. So not only were we facing racism and stuff here in America, we also faced it while we was fighting the war over in Vietnam. Like, we had our fellow soldiers that was supposed to be, we supposed to have each other's back. The white fellow soldiers, there were reports that some of them was actually clapping their fellow soldiers, like, because they fighting in the jungle. You don't fire coming from everywhere. You don't know if it was actually the Viet Cong that shot your mans, or was it one of these white dudes that shot your mans? You feel me? So that was the origin of DAP, and it actually is an acronym that I ain't even know. I got schooled tonight. DAP is an acronym for dignity and pride. Who knew that? Who knew that DAP meant that? And this is another reason why we just can't be doing stuff and don't know the origin of it, don't know the background of it. And that's why I understand where dude was coming from in my comments, talking crazy, like, oh, it always got to be about race. Like, it was a YN too. You feel me? And I can see that because they don't really be respecting history. They taking it out of their school work and everything, so they don't. Some of them don't even respect, OG rappers. So that's neither here nor there. But DAP has an origin, and it was like camaraderie amongst the fellow black soldiers. And I mean, when they gave each other DAP, they created handshakes and all that for each other to signify that, yo, I got your back. Hopefully you got my back out here. You feel me? So this is the importance of knowing your history and researching and reading. They say you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book, right? And a lot of us don't read, and that's an issue. Like I was just talking about yesterday in my recap about, how black people clown each other for everything. You dig? Like, the post was a dude reading and studying, and his boys over there like, oh, this nigga studying. And that's real. It was funny, but it's real. Like, it's like you would get clowned for studying, and that runs deep. It's a little bit of truth in a joke. But we do get clowned for reading. We do get clowned for being studious. The intellectual and the scholar doesn't get lifted up as much as celebrities. And like I said, if you didn't catch the recap from yesterday, I was talking about that because it's like it was disrespect for us to see, well, for me to see, them putting twerkers up there during the campaign. It's like they don't have no scholars they could have put up there. Kamala could have brought out. They ain't had no scholars. You feel me? But that's how low they think of us. They gonna put a twerker up there instead of a scholar to represent a presidential candidate. You see what I'm saying? So this is how deep it runs in regards to us not valuing and us, clowning people. And it's crazy because they know it. That's why they did it. Why else would they do it? You feel what I'm saying? So we clown the scholars. And this is why, I mean, I've been a reader. I read, but I didn't know about DAP. I wonder if anybody that's watching knew about DAP. And if you tapping in, let me know where you're coming from. You feel me? But yeah, this is the importance of researching and reading and knowing where stuff coming from, instead of just blindly doing shit and you don't even know where it came from. And lastly, the last post I put up this evening was about why we invest. And which is, if you just, you one of my new go-getters to this page, that's part of the premise. One of the premises behind my page is investing and putting your money to work, including relationships and manhood, but investing. And that's not just in stocks. That's basically putting your money to work. Why we invest is so our money can work versus us working for the money all the time. Because it's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to work. And it's wild that they don't teach us investing in school. Because if you do some history, you do the knowledge on it, the Rockefellers, when they created the educational system, it wasn't to produce other owners and other industry leaders. It was to produce more workers, right? Because it's like, who created the school system anyway? No one really looks into that. They just go to school and follow what everybody else tell them to do and don't really know why they're doing it. So the reason why we invest is to put our money to work, so we don't have to necessarily work for the money. They say the poor people work for money, while the wealthy and the people that's working towards building wealth are investing their money so their money can work for them. The money don't take a break. The money don't need a vacation. You dig? But we do. So this is the whole reason behind investing in different ways that your money can work for you versus you having to work for money forever. So this is conversation that brings compensation, if you don't know by now. And by the way, there's a sale going on, limited a time, 50% off all of my tools, financial literacy tools, that's in the bio. If you use code SALE, that's limited a time. They're not going to be half off forever, but just throwing that out there. But invest your money, put your money to work so you don't have to work forever. You dig? And if you haven't caught a hold of those posts from today, go check them out, and also go check the ones out from yesterday. It's your man Doc Bucks. I'll see y'all tomorrow with the next recap.